Right, okay, nice to see you. So I'm here at the barn. This is the last trip to the barn in 2022. I've come to do a little bit of cooking, play a bit of radio, and just talk to you about some of the highlights from this year. So I'll probably put in a few bits of video that I've captured this year. But we'll get the radio on, have a little chat, do a bit of cooking, play a bit of highlighty videos, so enjoy. Right, so today I brought with me the Primus stove rather than using an electric one because I brought with me, I bought a new cooking dish. So this like bulty type cooking dish will replace the cast iron that has seen the last days now. So this is going to be the new cooking thing. I do need to think of getting a lid though, because I do like cooking things, not just fast frying, but I like to cook things over a length of time, so I need to get something just to cover that. But I'll get this sorted out in a bit for the first cook. And tonight's tea is going to be chicken tikka. So I'm going to do a chicken tikka. I'm going to cheat a little bit. But I'll sort that out later. Be nice though. Right, so the weather's been a bit dramatic today. So this is what it's looking like at the moment in the peaks. Visibility is relatively poor. For those of you who've watched the channel for a while now, this is a familiar place now. This is the Hazel Barrow Farm. Fantastic. I've got the bunk barn. During the winter I can get some nights in here. I can also camp around the corner sometimes in either the Land Rover or the Land Cruiser. I sometimes put a tent up on the grass here. So it's a really good place because it's not that far from home. I can get up here and get away from all the RF signals, so I can get a bit of a camping experience, a bit of Peak District experience, and then play radio at the same time. Let's go in, it's a bit mucky. Right, so I don't know how we're going to do this. I've never done a highlights video before. I haven't done a highlights video before, but it's the end of 2022. It's been a quieter year for me on the channel, and I do apologise for that, but we had some, and we still have some, family bereavements and illnesses to deal with. I mean, we're not unique in that sense, but we had quite a traumatic end of last year, and then this year it's just gone down back again a little bit, and I won't harp on about it, but if we're going to say one thing about health is that if you ever get a sign that something's not right about your body or even your mind, go and seek help. Don't sit there and ruminate over it until it gets so bad that actually you could have dealt with it a while ago. Because if you can get treated earlier, then you got better prognosis for a number of conditions. That's all I'm going to say anyway. So it's been I've managed to get some outdoor fun this year. I've managed to change the vehicle 3 times as well. So I think I started off the year in the original black Land Rover Discovery, and then the MOT happened, and it just got really expensive. It was going to be a big expensive job to keep it back on the road or just move on from it. So I moved on from that and got the Land Cruiser, and I thought I was into the Land Cruiser, but it was just a very boring drive, and then 1 or 2 issues with the engine that just needed work doing on it. So because of that, I got bored of it. So the Land Cruiser went, and I found the latest discovery to the Green Machine, which I absolutely love. It's a fantastic beast. It does everything that I need it to do. It hasn't failed me yet. The underneath looks quite good on it. It's had a lift kit already put onto the vehicle, and extra wide wheels and big chunky wheels. So I've camped out in the Land Cruiser on a few occasions, which I've really enjoyed. I'll play one of those videos. So the Land Cruiser was sold only a few weeks ago, but I've had the Land Rover now for about 3 months, 2-3 months, and I've managed to camp out in that. This fold down seat acts quite nicely because it gives me lots of leg room, and I've got this area here to have the radio on. So I think on the previous video I was sitting here and using the laptop on the bed, so that remains. I've cut these up earlier, just guesstimated them. I've not got anything to stick them to the window yet, but I'm just going to prise them into the corners of the window and they should fit. So in 2023 I hope to get back out into the Land Rover. Just during the winter it is going to be an unnecessary struggle to camp out in the Land Rover. It'll be a unique experience, but when you're stuck inside a vehicle for 12 hours because of the weather outdoors is just awful, it becomes a little bit cramped. So I'm not going to put myself through camping out in the Land Rover for the sake of it. So it'll probably be early spring when I get back out in that. No major purchases this year in ham radio. Well, there was actually. I bought the DX Patrol ground station for QO100. That was the highlight of this year, was trying to get into the QO100 satellite ham radio, and it was okay for a while, and then I ended up having a cascade of issues, and a lot of it's human error, but with some manufacturing errors as well. So the QO100 is currently on hold because when you I don't know if you're the same as me, but when you get into an idea and you start getting collect all the bits and doing all the reading on Google and gathering all the information, you've got a lot of momentum going, but then as soon as you hit a problem with that momentum can start to stutter and splutter, and then all of a sudden you lose that momentum. And that's happened especially with the QO100. I'm talking about the Telford and District Amateur Radio Society. I want to say thank you to everybody in the club, especially John and Tony and all the other chaps there. Thanks for inviting me to a number of events this year where we've met up in the hills.
Echo, sorry, okay, got it, yeah, was there. Thank you very much, old man. London, November Radio Portable, LNR. Okay, old man, thank you, just writing it down. I'm just going to sleep. 5-9.
Especially at the Marconi event, which was absolutely hilarious. How we had a great night at the beginning of the year for the Marconi celebration, and then we got hit by a storm. So I'll play a little clip of that. Heads have mostly held up. I've had to get up in the night. And just get these screwed back in. I've just been up listening to the wind howling. Managed to keep the tent up. It's held up. That's been a really strong busts. I've been sort of sitting inside the tent holding onto the pole. Don't know why, but everything's holding up okay. Yeah, talking about ham radio friends, it was great to meet up with Mike, Cal and Tom and everybody up in the Clee Hill. We went out for a couple of days up there in the most blazing heat imaginable. That was a really interesting couple of days. All the radios
simultaneously and at the same time. There you go.
That's just how you roll into it.
Hello, Carl.
Hello, Kyle.
Hello.
Hello.
Italy Zulu 6 Bravo X-ray Victoria CQ no.
M0XXT portable. I'll see you next time, Dale.
Evening 5. My name is Jonathan.
Thanks. M0XXT portable. Delta Charlie 7 Ocean Tango.
We nearly got caught in the middle of a bushfire as well, when some local idiots tried to light a barbecue right in the middle of the all the grassland area that was bone dry. You could even feel the crispness and all of the grass that was around us, and plant a big Indian kadai, put loads of wood in it. We were about to set fire to that, so we ended up having to move them on rather sternly, but they got the message and they left. So it was great to meet everybody up at Clee Hill as well, and hopefully we get out again next year as well and play more outdoor radio. Well, basically Cal does the radio and we do the cooking and the feeding and the watering, but not the toileting. We'll leave that to Cal himself.
That monitor's gone now. That should probably update the photo. This is just a generic speaker from the radio. There's no problem. Ça fait déjà 60.
Just want to bring you over here a second. I've brought with me another radio. So this year I collected a couple of new radios. I didn't buy much in the way of other type of radios, but I bought a couple of older Motorola. I got a VHF one, I got this UHF radio. So this is a Motorola. It's been tuned, it's been programmed in by Martin from the Stoke-on-Trent Amateur Radio Club. Thank you, Martin. It's a Motorola MT6000E, nice chunky heavy radio. I'm just going to see if I can get into one of the one of the repeaters back into Stoke. This is Mike 0 Sierra Zulu Tango checking access. This is Mike 0 Sierra Zulu Tango, currently parked up on the Shropshire Hills and listening for any calls. It's not bad getting into the Stoke repeater. This is a Motorola GP900, again programmed, and this is programmed to VHF, just VHF simplex channels.
Mike 0, I think it's Sierra Zulu Tango Mobile, is that correct?
Yeah, Roger, yeah, Mike 0 Sierra Zulu Tango I think I'm mobile. I'm using a handheld radio up in the Shropshire Hills. You sound about a 4 and a 1. I'm using an old Motorola handheld radio, currently parked up high ground in the Shropshire Hills. Back to you. Thanks to Mark GSAR, and also the Potteries, no, the Stoke-on-Trent Amateur Radio Club. I met the chaps from there. They've been really helpful this year as well. Mark and the chaps from that other radio club, they're fantastic. So they've helped me to get these programs, because they're not easy to program these. You have to program with MS-DOS software. So, you know, even just setting up the computer to program these is a challenge in itself, and then finding the right baud and all the other settings that you need to do. So that's been really helpful. Nice. Right, tonight's tea is going to be sort of like a chicken tikka with a new dish. So just frying some onions down now and make this into a base. I've got some garlic, quite roughly chopped. I didn't bring a chopping board, so I've got garlic, ginger paste, and I'm going to be using two types of chili. I'm going to put a little bit of that, about a teaspoon of that quite hot chili powder in, and this is the Kashmiri chili. It's a darker red, but those hot, so I'm going to stick in maybe a couple of them. I've got cumin seeds in already. I'm going to add coriander powder and a bit of turmeric, maybe about one of each of them, a little bit of garam masala, and inside here I've got some chicken tikka paste that I'm going to add hot water to, and then once all this starts to fry down, get the chicken in, add some tomato. So the idea really is to fry the chicken in the spices, add a bit of tomato, and when that's cooked in, then I'm going to pour in the chicken tikka paste. I'm going to make it into like a base gravy type thing, so chuck that in towards the end and fry that down and add some coriander. So it's based on a chicken tikka. I'm not adding any cream to it or yogurt, but it should have a slight tikka, a little bit of a tikka taste to it. I ought to really go into the back of the vehicle and get out my own proper stirrer, but this will do the job quite nicely. Get these softened off, get rid of all that rawness out of it. Yeah, we'll just add a bit of so it doesn't burn. So I've added the garlic in, and I'm using this ginger paste. Now, it's not ideal using the ginger paste and like the tikka paste. Right, you know, I much prefer to use the raw ingredients, but when you're camping, you haven't got the luxury of prepping all the fresh ingredients, so you have to find sort of the quickest way to getting a decent curry made up, or a decent meal made up, but that still tastes really nice and fresh at the same time. Let's get all this garlic and ginger fried down a bit. So far that is cumin seeds, a bit of cinnamon stick, onions, garlic and ginger. We had two of these, one, 2 of them. I'm going to add 1 of these hotter chili. This will give the heat. That's hard. Bit of turmeric. Usually put a half of this in. I'm cooking this for 2. This will make 2 meals this morning because I've got loads of chicken. What I'll do is I'll try and get the others boxed and take it home with me. And some coriander, put 1 of them in. Just a half of garam masala, and this is just bog standard garam masala, but I'm going to fry this down now and try and get these spices woken up a little bit. If that's dried out a bit too much, I can start to add the tomato in there as well. Tomato. Bit of water. Get that fried down. Right, I'm just frying this down now so this can really give the start the curry off quite nice. I'll chuck the chicken into this in a bit, but I want to. It's really not steady on there. Come on, fella. And then this is the, I don't know if you can see that from there. This is the paste, just from one of the main supermarkets. It's masala paste. I'm just going to add some water to that. So I'm just going to add bits of that into the curry in a short while. But I am meant to add cream to this to give it a more creamy flavour, but I'm going to just not add the cream. I don't need the extra calories. Right, I found this handy way of the chicken's in there now. Just cooking that down. Once that has had a good fry up in this first base, I'm just going to add some coriander and just cook that in before I add the rest of the paste. You can see it from there. A bit of that added in. Right, just warming that up in there, and that's the chicken tikka curry. Very nice. Right, well, thank you for watching. It was nice getting out into the barn, the last visit of 2022. Tea was nice. I'm now going to watch Ghostbusters 2. It feels a bit Christmassy. Is Ghostbusters 2 a Christmassy film? I can't remember. I'll tell you in the new year. Anyway, so have a great time. See you next year. Bye bye for now.